What's up, YouTube? Are you in the market for an affordable luxury crossover? Well, if you are, stay tuned because we've got something for you. And welcome back to Outsider Reviews. My name is Pat, just a military guy that does car reviews and also automobile. What? Now, welcome back to the Outsider Reviews channel. My name is Pat, and I'm just a military veteran that's now doing car reviews and talking about the automotive industry. Now, this week we have something special for you. The Infiniti QX50 Sports trim. This vehicle looks amazing. It's very stylish. It's very sporty, and it feels great. So join me for a drive of this as we do a review, and we'll tell you all about it. All right, here we go. We're on board the Infiniti QX50 Sport, and let's punch it. You do gotta say that it's got a particular sound to it. And what that sound is coming from is that 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Now it's got a CV turbo, so CVT transmission with a turbo. So it's a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine powered through the CVT, which I know some people are not too big fans of, but I gotta say, I don't really notice a big difference between the fact that this is not a 8-speed or 9-speed transmission and it is a CVT. It really does pretty well as far as acceleration and giving you plenty of power. Speaking of power, 260 horsepower and 280 pounds-feet of torque. So you will feel that this is obviously the sports trim, which is my preferred trim of the three. You do have the pure, the sport, and the sensory. So of those three, this is the one I would choose. Now from the bottom trim, the extra thing that you do get is the panoramic sunroof and a blacked out design. So the blacked out logos, the blacked out grille. To me, this is the trim to get. Speaking of trims, what's the running cost for these trims? Well, it starts at $48,000 US, and it can go as high as $56,000 US. In Canada, it starts at $54,000 US Canadian, and it can go as high as $62,000 Canadian. Now, for this particular trim, it's around $56,000 MSRP. So you do have your freight charges on top of that. Now, this being the sports trim, and I talked to you about the blacked out look, I absolutely love the style of this vehicle, especially on the outside. I think it's got a great style. It's kind of like, I do like the style of Mazda CX-50. It kind of has that aggressiveness to it, as well as some elegance to it. It's a perfect combination, in my opinion, of sports and elegance, because this is a luxury trim from Nissan. So Infiniti is a luxury vehicle, and to me, it's probably one of the best affordable luxury vehicles you can actually get. And why would you think I would say that as far as, is it the best affordable vehicle that you can get? Well, it's because as far as handling goes, this does a very good job. Like I said, if I want to punch it, I have ample enough. I actually feel like it's more torquey than the 280 pounds-feet of torque that it says it gives us. You actually feel like a lot faster to me, and the handling is just right. Now, I will say that I find the suspension perhaps a tiny, like a tad on the soft side, but that actually increased your comfort as you're riding. Now, I'm riding in a very, very bumpy road right now, and I'm actually not even feeling them as much. I personally own a Mazda CX-5, and you would feel it a lot more than you do in this vehicle. So, and you don't have that much rollover when you take in tight curves at a high speed, which is actually what you're looking for. You want a responsive suspension that will take curves very well, and you want something that's still not going to sacrifice comfort, especially for all your passengers. And we can't talk about comfort with Infiniti without talking about the seats. Now, we know that Nissan is known for their zero gravity seats, and obviously Infiniti is going to have these zero gravity cushioning to it, and you can definitely feel that. These seats are phenomenally comfortable. I mean, you have other seats in the luxury market, like a 20-way adjustable, which we did try out with Lincoln. Absolutely hated those seats, to be completely honest with you. I could not get comfortable in them whatsoever. And now here you just have the 8-way, you got the lumbar and you got the 8-way adjustable, and that is more than enough. They're very, very comfortable. I can't say enough good things about the seat comfort in this vehicle. So drivers or front passengers, ample leg room, and I want to say the leg room in the back for the back seat is actually really good. So this crossover is definitely a good vehicle for the whole family, and especially if mom and dad like to drive it a little bit more on the aggressive side, because it definitely will go. Back to the front. Now we have a dual screen system, which at first I wasn't too big of a fan of. It does take like a few seconds. We're not talking a big learning curve here, but essentially all the commands you could probably ask for are in the bottom screen, and the top screen, that's where your navigations or your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay will show up. Downside is it does not have wireless Android Auto, which I would expect from a luxury vehicle. Now, there's still some few brands that are doing the, wired Android Auto, and I don't quite understand it. Actually, there's some brands that are completely doing without the Android Auto, and I think that's a mistake. So the fact that it has it, definitely a plus. I would definitely go with wireless though. I think one big screen would have done the job just fine, and you just have the bottom as the hardwire for climate. But this way is actually just as good too, and I think it looks very good. The screens are not sticking out. They're well blended into the vehicle, and I think that goes a long way. And when you're looking at the gauge cluster for the driver, now you'll realize that this is partly analog and part digital. To me, that is not a big concern, although I can see how a person that expects a luxury vehicle would expect those to be 100% digital screens. That's what everybody kind of is going with these days. But to me, not a big issue. The gauges are there. I'm getting all the information I need, but I'm a simple person. And now the sports trim we have the two-tone color. So we have the black and red interior. Not a bright red, kind of like, almost like a burgundy red or an airborne red, coming from my military background, so maroon. But yeah, we do have in the center console, we have the Trictronic shifter, which we drove the Nissan Ariya. That's the same shifter for the Nissan Ariya. It's a good shifter. I like it. I have no issues with it. No issues going from drive reverse and having the park button on top. It does the job, and I have no complaints about that. Cup holders, good size. They fit my sports bottle, and you might be able to see that I have hockey sticks in the back. I am on my way to hockey because here in Canada, there is no off season. Even this is April, so hockey goes on, and my hockey bag fits perfectly in the back. How much cargo do we have back there? Well, with the seats up, we got 31.4 cubic feet back there, and if you put all the seats down, you get 65.1 cubic feet. Ample enough room. And I also like that I'm a little bit all over the place today, but back in the center console, we do have the drive mode, or they call it the D mode select. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that conversation, D mode, but we got the drive mode select toggle. You just go up and down, select your drive mode, and easy peasy. You do have a select wheel for the screens. I find that I have not used it at all in the week that I've had this vehicle. And let's make it up this hill. Oh man, It actually is a slippery ground right now. We're in a snowstorm. Yes, this is not a previously recorded video. It actually is the first week of April, and we are in a big snowstorm. Welcome to the north. So again, sorry. The center console, plenty of room, but the wheel and the buttons with it, and the quick access for the maps. I do like the camera button. But I find that you could put that camera button anywhere in the front, and you could just have a little bit more storage room. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I have wired Android Auto, so my phone is plugged in. It will stick out with the wire right in front of the cup holder if I put it on the spot that the wireless charger. So it has wireless charger, but not wireless Android Auto. Somebody explain that to me. No, you don't need to explain it to me. But if you want to drop a comment so far about the video and what you like, please do so. That will help boost this video, and it'll help us ultimately as a channel. And if you want to subscribe to your channel, we would greatly appreciate that as well. We're on our way to 500 subscribers. Yes. Now, I've gone through most of the vehicle so far, and you might be wondering, like, okay, Pat, what's the drawback here? You're saying this vehicle handles great. You're saying it's extremely comfortable. It's got decent tech. Where's the catch? Well, to me personally, the catch is the fuel economy. It's not that great. Hence, it can be expected from having a more performing vehicle, and obviously maybe the way I'm driving it. But the EPA estimates are actually bang on from what I am personally getting. So the fuel economy is 22 miles per gallon in the city, 28 miles per gallon on the highway, gives you a combined 25 miles per gallon. Up here in Canada, you're looking at 10.8 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8.3 liters on the highway, and that gives you a combined 9.7 liters per 100 kilometers, and that's exactly what it says on my gauge. And I'm surprised because I've been driving this, well, drive it like you stole it. So I've been driving this pretty aggressively because, heck, I love driving this car aggressively. I love how it's handling, and I love how it's driving. And this is actually quite surprising because, well, I'm going to say I was a little bit biased. I'm like, Infiniti, okay, so basically a Nissan, not the most exciting to drive. And I'm like, it's going to be comfortable, but it's not going to be the most exciting thing to drive. And I am dead wrong, absolutely wrong. And we've driven like Alfa Romeo, and we've driven like EVs, which are obviously very fast. And this vehicle is just surprising me. And I have grown to enjoy that sound. Now I'm just going to tell you what my final verdict is. Essentially, this vehicle is extremely stylish, extremely sporty, great handling, great acceleration. However, it could be a little bit more techy. Wireless Android Auto is what I'm hinting at, and have a little bit more better fuel economy. All things being equal, it does rank pretty well with the competition. However, I feel like it should have a few more powertrain options. Like, for example, the Lexus equivalent has a hybrid powertrain, and that's something that we don't see right now here for 2024 with this Infiniti. And I feel like once they go that route and they offer one more choice of powertrain, a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, this vehicle will be the go-to for the luxury segment, as far as if you keep it the affordability as it is right now, because for the equipment you're getting, it is one of the best value as far as luxury vehicles that you can grab right now. So let me know what you guys think. Write the comments. Tell me if you agree with what I'm saying, or if you disagree, that's fine too. Go ahead and submit those comments. Please press like if you like the video, and if you actually enjoy our content, maybe consider subscribing, as that would help us out quite a bit. Until then, we'll see you later.